Hello, my dear customers. I'm Jenny. Welcome to my brew bar. Making coffee accessible has always been the driving force for me. I'm always passionate about introducing the specialty coffee to more people so they can enjoy this simple but pleasurable experience and understand the value. So today, I'm going to share an amazing Panamanian geisha with you and connect you with the coffee farm and roasters. I choose April Brewer for this coffee due to the flat bottom, the ridges in the inner side, and 3 gaps on the base. It gives a nice balance and round body to this coffee while bringing out the clarity. The brew ratio is 1:14. I'm using 14 grams of coffee and 196 grams of water. The coffee is grinded by Comandante using 29 clicks. The brew temperature is 97 degrees Celsius, and there are 4 pours in total. Each pour starts at every 30 seconds and takes 15 seconds to finish. The brewing time is around 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So, in the first pour, I'm using 35 grams of water to bloom the coffee, which allows 80% of the coffee to be saturated. Because we found out that 1 gram of this coffee absorbs 3 grams of water. And if all the coffee grounds are fully saturated, it tends to slow down the flow rate. And the second pour focuses on the lively acidity, like red grapes and apple. I'm using 55 grams of water to fully saturate the coffee and rise the coffee bed slightly, which can extract the coffee evenly and thus bring out the perfect amount of acidity. And the third pour is 53 grams of water, bringing out the fruity sweetness like melon and red grapes. I'm pouring the water slowly around the center hole at the bottom to gently agitate the coffee bed, but without overly stirring the coarse grounds. Extracting the sweetness from the coffee to balance out the acidity. And the last pour is 53 grams of water, using a center pour to rise the coffee bed, and also can create a channel in the middle to speed up the flow rate. It brings up a silky body and more melon-like sweetness, which gives a beautiful balance and complexity to this coffee. And now, please let me introduce more about this coffee to you. You can also refer to the coffee card in front of you. The coffee I'm brewing today is a washed green tip geisha from Jensen Farm in Panama, roasted by Manhattan Coffee Roasters based in Rotterdam. The Panamanian geisha has an exceptionally high cup quality, and all the coffee plants are well managed and carefully processed by the Jensen Farm. They separate this lot from the main wash lot and then fermented at outdoor tanks for 48 hours. Then they pop the coffee and wash the mucilage off. After that, the coffee is placed into the dryer in an isolated house. And to make sure the consistency, they monitor the variables that affects coffee processing, such as the temperature, the humidity range. The dehydrator is also customized to quickly dry the coffee under the cooler condition than average harvest norms. And now, you may wonder, what does this coffee taste like? So I'm going to walk you through the flavor notes of this coffee. This coffee has an intense elderflower aroma when it's hot and smells like fresh apple juice throughout the cup. And when the temperature drops, it smells like a mixed juice of apple and elderflower. This coffee tastes more floral and essentia-like at higher temperature. You can taste the notes of melon and elderflower. The aftertaste is sweet and floral, reminding you of sweet melon and elderflower. When it's hot, the acidity is soft, like apple and lemonade. And the body is smooth and round, reminding you of sencha and elderflower cordial. As it cools, the coffee becomes fruitier. You can expect the notes of red grapes and elderflower cordial. And the aftertaste turns into nectarine, apple, and green tea. And the acidity becomes juicier, and the sweetness becomes denser, like eating red grapes and white nectarine. And the body becomes lighter, but still silky when it cools. And this coffee is clean, complex, and well-balanced, which is a great representation of washed green tip geisha from Jensen Farm. And now, please allow me to swirl the coffee for 10 times before you assess it. There you go. And please pick up the jug and smell directly from it. There you go. There you go. Okay. May I? Thank you. May I? Thank you.
8 minutes left.
May I? Thank you. And I chose this cup specifically for you. The open rim of the cup highlights the floral notes of this coffee. And you can enjoy this coffee straight from the cup. There you go. There you go. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. And now, please take your time to enjoy this wonderful coffee. So, how to make coffee accessible? I remember sitting in a neighborhood coffee shop 2 years ago. The barista shared a cup of pulver with me, and that was my first time having specialty coffee. And I was so surprised that the black coffee tastes like fruits. And then he took the time to explain the details and how he brewed it. And that moment created a connection between coffee and me. It inspired me to learn more about specialty coffee, and since then, making coffee accessible has been driving me. As a barista, I should make an impact on the customers, not only with my skills, but also with my coffee knowledge. It requires me to keep learning and hone my skills. As a barista, I see it as my responsibility to create a genuine connection between people and coffee, expanding the coffee community and making coffee supply chain more sustainable. And thank you for all of you for joining me today at my brew bar. I hope you enjoyed this coffee, and let's continue this journey together, exploring the endless possibilities and joys of coffee and time.